Hello and welcome to a humble Highland home. Thank you so much for joining me here today. It's almost a year since we welcomed our two cats, Kebe and Baloo, into our family. Kebe, which is short for Kebe, is the ginger cat, and Baloo is short for Baloo, which is the grey tortoiseshell cat. It's not often the cats are in my videos now, as they come in during the daytime and they go out at night time because they've got a very important job to do. And I don't know why I bother giving them fresh, clean water every day when they go and drink out of whatever's there. I'd never really seen myself as a cat person, as I generally would have chosen a dog over a cat, but it's not the right time to get a dog, and cats are a lot more independent and resilient, as I recently experienced. Adam has a lot more experience of being a cat owner, as much as anyone can actually own a cat, especially an outdoor cat, as we tend to think an outdoor cat chooses to be with you rather than the other way round. However, our furry little bundles of fun made quite an impact with both Adam and myself over the year, even in the times of kitten playfulness and testing out their sharp claws, and Kebe trying to climb up the polytunnel, leaving little holes as he went. But in amongst the playfulness, we have gradually built up a good routine, whereas the cats come in during the day to eat and sleep, and then are out overnight to prowl the area and to keep the rodent population in check. Both cats have just got such individual personalities and ways they like things to be done. They both like to cuddle up and to be petted, and then there's other times when they prefer to be left alone or time with each other. They're very close brothers who play and fight and then cuddle up and clean each other. Baloo still has a kitten look around his face and is the more nervous of the two cats, especially when it comes to other people or anything unfamiliar. He will run up a tree or hide, whereas Kebe seems to be the more mature and laid-back cat. So it was a scary time recently when we were planning to go away for a few days, and the day before we were due to leave, there was no sign of Baloo. I did everything as I normally would do. I called them both, but only Kebe came back. I opened up the polytunnel in the greenhouse as usual, and normally Baloo would run over, meowing loudly, ready for his breakfast. I rattled his food tin, and eventually we went looking for him in his usual hideouts, but he was nowhere to be seen. Reluctantly, we had to leave, and we had to hand this over to family members who were looking after things here whilst we were away. It was a far from ideal situation, but they were at least able to continue the search for Baloo. We were given lots of updates from home whilst we were away, and although it looked like Kebe was looking for his brother, he also seemed to be enjoying all the attention. It's not uncommon for Kebe to go off exploring. It's just out of character for Baloo. So we checked in every day in hope at least of a sighting of Baloo, but there was nothing. I'm generally quite a practical person, but I didn't think I would get so emotionally attached to a wee cuddly moggy. Both Adam and I started to think the worst, that maybe Baloo had been clipped by a car and is run off hurt, or maybe he's gotten into a fight with some of the local wildlife, with the pine martens and badgers can be pretty vicious if they need to be, and maybe he wouldn't take too kindly to Baloo's playful fighting as he does with his brother. When we got back from our trip, it was dusk and it was raining, so we put on our waterproofs and we went out looking for Baloo. We did shout his name in hope, but there was no response. We were both really upset, and some might say that it's just a cat, but it's not. They are and always will be part of our wee family. After an evening of still no sign of Baloo, we went to bed with heavy hearts, but I planned to get up early the next day and head out again, looking further afield. The following day, I got up as I said I would do, and I quickly opened up the polytunnel and just started to water when I heard Adam shouting. I ran back to the house, and there was our little wee wanderer in perfect health and wasn't even wet. Baloo was happy to slip straight back into his usual routine as if nothing had happened, and I had a big lesson to never underestimate the resilience of a cat, even a cute kitten-like cat. And if it shows that we never truly own a cat chooses to live with you. So Baloo, welcome home, little man. We all missed you. Please don't do that again. So thank you for joining me here today with Kebe and Baloo, who are still just as playful and mischievous. But until next time, take care of yourself and others, and I will see you in the next video.